Hello friends, I am Dr. Ashish Agrawat. Welcome to my channel Live Biochemistry. In this video, I am going to talk about the order of draw as per the CLSI. CLSI. CLSI is Clinical and Laboratory Standard Institute. So when we are collecting the blood in the tubes, so what should be the order in which we have to collect the blood for patient testing? So this is a CLSI guideline. Okay, so first we have to take the tube for the blood culture, then for the citrate, then for the serum separated tube, then heparin, then EDTA, and then fluoride. Okay, so as we know, here first we have to take the blood in the yellow stopper or yellow cap. Okay, and this is for the blood culture. Blood culture. So we want to prevent the microbial contamination. So we are using this yellow cap. Okay, that is the for the blood culture. Okay, after that we have to take the blood in the citrate. So this is a citrate tube. Okay, citrate tube. This citrate tube is for the mainly for the coagulation study, prothrombin time and activated partial thromboplastin time, PT and APTT, right? After that, we have to take the blood in the plain tube, or it is also called as the serum separator tube, SST, serum separator tube, or this is stopper is red color, right? And it is for the mainly for the biochemistry parameters and serology parameters and immunological parameters. After that, we have to take the blood in the green tube. This green tube is for the heparin tube. Okay, it is very important for the blood gases and many chemistry parameter. Okay, and after that, we have to take the blood in the EDTA. Okay, the stopper color is purple color. And lastly, we have to take the blood in the fluoride vacuity, that is gray color. Okay, gray color, and it is for the estimation of blood glucose. So why so we will see in detail about each of the tube now. So first that is use, this is the blood culture tube. It is the cap or stopper color is yellow. Okay, and why we are taking blood first in the blood culture? Because we want to prevent the microbial contamination. Okay, so undiagnosed fever or anything, when we want to do the culture and sensitivity test, okay, in that case we use the yellow color vacuity, right? Then second, we are using the sodium citrate. The cap or stopper is blue in color. Okay, you can see here the citrate concentration is 3.2. Okay, if the citrate concentration is 3.8, if it is 3.8, that is used for the ESR, while this blue color 3.2% concentration of citrate, it is used for the coagulation study. Coagulation study, mainly PT or APTT, prothrombin time and APTT. Okay, so how does it act? So it converts the ionized calcium into the unionized soluble complex. So uses mainly as a ESR, as you can see here in the black vacuity and in the PT and APTT. What is the advantage? The action is reversible, so it can be used in the coagulation studies. Right. The only disadvantage, when we use in the dry form, it causes the cell shrinkage, and it causes the blood dilution when used as a solution. Okay, so it is not it will dilute the blood. It is not used for the estimation of hemoglobin. So it is used mainly for the coagulation study like prothrombin time and activated partial thromboplastin time. So it forms the calcium salt to remove the calcium, and by that, as we know, calcium is very important for the clotting, so by that it acts as an anticoagulant. So mainly for the prothrombin time and APTT, right? Blue color top vacuity you can identify, right? So now third is a plain tube, okay, which is also called as a serum separator tube. You can identify the cap is red in color. It is mainly used in the biochemistry, all okay, biochemistry, all serum parameter are done in the plain vacuity, like any hormone, tumor marker test, or any RFT, LFT, every test is done in this. Okay, every biochemical, most of the biochemical parameters. Then it can be also used in the serology, like HBsAg, HIV, all the testing. Okay, HBsAg, HIV, all require the plain vacuity, while RFT, LFT, okay, lipid profile, hormones, thyroid, tumor marker, vitamin B12, all are done in this red color vacuity. Okay, and sometimes it has a clot activator. Okay, and mainly it is a silica. Okay, silica. So if it is there, then it clot immediately fast. Okay, so it is used in the chemistry, immunological, okay, and serological. Red top. Right. So far we have seen that first we have to take the blood in the yellow cap, yellow stopper. Then we take the blood in the citrate, okay, yellow cap for the blood culture. It is for the blood culture, while citrate is for the coagulation study. And third is we take in the serum or plain tube, serum separator tube, SST or plain tube. It is mainly for the biochemistry test and serology test, right? So after that we take blood in the heparin. So heparin, the stopper is green in color, right? And mechanism of action, it will facilitate the action of antithrombin 3, so which is a protease that inhibit the active factor 9, 10, 11 and 12, and inhibit conversion of fibrinogen to fibrin and inhibit the thrombin formation, right? It is mainly used in the blood gases and for the D dimer also. Concentration around 0.1 ml in 5 ml of blood, heparin is there. Okay, heparin plasma is preferred for the potassium measurement to avoid elevation due to the release of potassium from platelet as the blood clots. So as the blood clots, there may be chance of release of potassium from the platelets, and falsely elevated high potassium can be there. Okay, that can be prevented with the help of heparin. Disadvantage, it is as such expensive. Blood should be examined in the 8 hours because it will prevent the coagulation for only limited period of time. So the action is anticoagulant action is for the limited time. So it should be measured within the 8 hours. It cannot be used for the coagulation study, and it causes the platelet aggregation. So it is not recommended for the CBC. Okay, complete blood count. So green color cap is there. Okay. Now fifth is EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. So it is found as a disodium salt or dipotassium salt. Mainly potassium salt is utilized because it is soluble, so it is more preferable. You can see as a potassium EDTA is there. So we have to dissolve the 1 gram of powder in 100 ml of distilled water and then use 50 microliter of that solution in for the 1 ml of blood. Okay, so it binds with the calcium and chelate the calcium. It is used in the hematology mainly for the complete blood count test, for the HP, TC, DC, okay, ESR, everything we can measure with the help of EDTA. So all pathology testing, hematology testing are done with the help of EDTA. Advantage that cellular elements are preserved well, leukocyte stain ability is excellent, EDTA prevent platelet clumping. The disadvantage, it is not suitable for the coagulation study. EDTA inhibit the action of some enzyme like amylase enzyme. Excess EDTA will cause the shrinkage. Okay, the forms the calcium salt to remove the calcium, mainly used in the hematology for the CBC. And last, we have to take the blood in the sodium fluoride. So sodium fluoride, fluoride ion negatively charged, they will bind with the magnesium, and it will inhibit the enzyme that are related to the magnesium, like enolase in the glycolysis. It will prevent the glycolysis. If we take the blood in the plain tube, then with the time glucose level, glycolysis occur and glucose level will be decreased. So if we take the blood in the sodium fluoride vacuity gray cap, then we can inhibit the glycolysis, so exact value can be achieved. The concentration is around 5 milligram per ml for the blood for the glucose estimation. The disadvantage is sodium fluoride is poisonous and it is poorly soluble, so we have to mix the blood properly. So this is all about the order of draw. If we revise again, so blood, this is for the blood culture. Then after that we have to take in the citrate, right? Citrate. Then we have to use red tube, red cap, that is for the chemistry and serological. Sometimes this golden yellow is for the silica gel is there, clot activator, that can be used. Then fourth is in the heparin, right? Heparin, that is mainly for the blood gases. Okay. And fifth is in the EDTA for the hematological tests like CBC, total count, peripheral smear, everything. And lastly the fluoride, that is a sodium fluoride, that is for the glucose, right? So we revise again. So first we have to take the blood in yellow color cap, yellow color stopper, that is for the blood culture. Then second, in which we have to take in the citrate tube, that is a blue in color. Okay, it is mainly used for the coagulation study like prothrombin time and APTT. Then we have to take the blood in the serum. Okay, because this will prevent the carryover, right? So because if we use like red vacuity ahead of the citrate, then it can be affected, it all affect the coagulation study. So we have to take the vacuity first after the blood culture. Then we have to take the blood in the plain vacuity or red color vacuity, that is for the serology and biochemical testing, because it does not contain any coagulant, so there is no chance of any carryover and not affect any other parameter. Then we have to take the blood in the heparin, that is for the blood gases mainly. Okay, and then we have to take the blood in the EDTA vacuity for the CBC test in the hematology, and then lastly in the fluoride vacuity for the glucose estimation. Okay, because why we have to take why we take it last, why we fill the this vacuity last, because the sodium fluoride, it can affect many enzymes, right? So we have to take many enzymes are affected, and it will affect the morphology of the red blood cells. So we cannot use it ahead of the EDTA vacuity. After blood is taken in the EDTA vacuity, then only we take the blood in the fluoride vacuity. Okay, and why this it is ahead of the plain vacuity? Okay, so plain vacuity is ahead than this EDTA vacuity, because if we take the blood in the EDTA and then in the red vacuity, then there may be chance there is a contamination occur, and EDTA, as we know, it is a potassium EDTA, so high potassium will be there, low calcium will be there, it can affect the coagulation study also. So that we have to this order of draw is designed by the CLSI. So I hope you like this video and you understand this basic. So we revise again. So first we have to take the blood in the yellow cap. It is used for the blood culture, okay, in microbiology. Second, we take the blood in the blue color cap, which is called as a citrate, okay, and it is used for the coagulation study. Third, okay, third vacuity is red color, that is serum separated tube, which may contain the silica as a clot activator and used in the biochemistry test. And immunological test, and serology. So in biochemistry, like RFT, renal function test, liver function test, thyroid, vitamin, hormone, tumor marker. In serology, HBsAg, HIV. Okay, like immunological test, hormone, tumor, everything is done. It requires a red vacuum. And fourth is heparin, the green color cap. It is a heparin and mainly used for the blood gases. Okay. Then fifth is lavender color or magenta color. It is a EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetate, and it is used for the hematological test like CBC, complete blood count. Then sixth is gray color cap, that is called as a fluoride vacuity and is used for the glucose estimation. So this is the order of draw as per CLSI. I hope you like this video. You can just take the screenshot of this also. And if you like my video, please hit the like button, share my video and subscribe to my channel so that you can see my future video also. Thank you very much friends for watching. Bye.